You know, we humans, we kind of like to think we're the top dogs on this planet, right? The most advanced species, the pinnacle of evolution, all that stuff. It's a nice thought, for sure.
But what if that's not really the whole story? I mean, what if our planet is just crawling with creatures that have abilities that would blow our minds? Well, today we're going to put that whole humans are the best idea to the test.
Because out in the wild, nature has been cooking up some serious champions. We're talking about powers so incredible they honestly feel like something out of a comic book. So let's dive in and uncover some of these hidden abilities that, let's be real, we humans can only dream of.
All right, first up, we're going to step into a totally different sensory world. Let's talk about what it would be like to not just feel heat, but to actually see it.
Okay, just try to imagine this for a second. Forget light, forget shadows. Your entire world is painted in heat. Every living, breathing thing around you is glowing, like a little flame dancing in the dark. How cool would that be?
So, how in the world does this even work? Well, some snakes, like pit vipers, have these amazing heat-sensing pits right on their faces. They're basically built-in thermal cameras. So while we're fumbling around in the pitch black, they see a bright, glowing target. It's the ultimate unfair advantage for a nighttime hunter.
Okay, so seeing heat is pretty wild, but our next ability, it's even more out there. Let's just forget sight completely for a moment and imagine learning to see with sound. No, really, think about it. How would you even move around a room without your eyes? Just by listening to how sound bounces off everything? For some animals, this isn't some sci-fi movie concept. It's just how they live. And here are two absolute masters of the craft. You've got bats, right? They're the classic example. They shoot out these little high-frequency clicks and build a perfect 3D map of everything around them. But then you have dolphins, and they take it to a whole other level. Their echolocation is so precise they can basically see inside other animals. It's like having biological X-ray vision, absolutely essential when you're hunting in dark, murky water. All right, so we've covered some mind-bending senses. Now let's switch gears to pure, raw power. It's time to meet the undisputed pound-for-pound champs of strength in the animal world. I mean, we get super impressed when some athlete lifts, twice their body weight? That's nothing. So what does real super strength look like in nature? Yeah, get ready to feel a little inadequate. Just look at this. A fit human might have trouble lifting their own body weight. Now an ant, it can lift 50 times its weight. That would be like you or me just lifting a bus. No big deal. But wait, it gets crazier. The rhinoceros beetle pulls 850 times its own weight. 850! That makes it the strongest animal on Earth, pound for pound. And they use that insane strength to fight off other beetles and dig through the jungle floor. It's just mind-boggling.
So we've done super senses and super strength. What's next? Well, how about something literally shocking? Let's talk about nature's living batteries.
You know, we need all this tech and all these tools to generate power. But some creatures, they don't need any of that. They've evolved so that their own body is the weapon. And that weapon can generate, get this, 600 volts. 600. That is way, way more power than what's coming out of the wall socket in your house. And who's the culprit? The electric eel. That 600-volt shock is powerful enough to stun a horse. I mean, imagine that. It's a massive advantage for hunting and defending itself. The bottom line is, while we humans produce absolutely zero electricity, these guys are literally walking or swimming power stations, just a true marvel of evolution.
All right, for our final category, we're circling back to sight. But this time, we're going way, way beyond what our human eyes can even begin to process. Welcome to a world beyond the rainbow.
So, the world you see every day looks pretty colorful, doesn't it? But what if I told you you're only seeing a tiny little slice of the real picture? What if there are whole worlds of color and detail that are completely invisible to you? This really puts it into perspective. We humans, we have 3 color channels, red, green, and blue. Pretty standard. The mantis shrimp, it has 12. 12! Can you even imagine that? Down on a coral reef, that kind of hyperspectral vision means it can pick out prey, predators, and mates with perfect clarity. It's not just seeing more colors, it's seeing a completely different reality from us. And it's not just about the number of colors either. Think about an eagle. Its vision is 8 times sharper than ours. It can spot a rabbit from 3 miles away. Or bees.
They can see an ultraviolet light, which means flowers look totally different to them. They've got these hidden patterns on them, like landing strips on a runway, that we can't see at all.
So, let's recap. You've got heat vision, sonar that works like X-rays, impossible strength, built-in tasers, and vision that sees a whole other reality. I mean, when you put it all together, you can only come to one conclusion, right? In nature, animals are the real superheroes.
And that brings us right back to our first question. Sure, we humans have built amazing cities and incredible technology, but when it comes to pure biological power, are we really the top dogs? It really makes you think, doesn't it? In the grand scheme of things, who really sits at the top of evolution?